Hey, what's up, guys? This is Emma Schaefer.
And this is Evan Sleed.
With EGM, and I recently had the chance to go to a Nintendo event where I got to get my hands on ARMS.
Super lucky.
And it was pretty cool. I got to play it for a couple hours and test out a bunch of different modes, the single player, the multiplayer. And this is footage of me playing the single player right here. It's pretty cool, and we have almost 12 minutes of footage to show you.
So what would you say for single player? What was like the most exciting thing that stood out to you for single player?
Ooh. Well, the game overall is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Just from looking at it, you're not sure, like, is this going to be fun to, like, actually punch? You know, going back to the days of the Wii. But, yeah, it actually was. And so I think that was surprising. Even just standing there, you know, even when you're not fighting somebody else, it's still a lot of fun. And as you can see, they have things in the levels that are obstacles. The cars here are, you know, I have to dodge around the cars. And on this level, there's these moving, spinning tracks that you can dash and dodge around. So even when you're playing by yourself, there's these obstacles that you have to keep in mind when you're playing.
Do you say, like, most levels have that kind of mechanic? Or are there any where they're just, like, straight up you fight face-to-face without any obstacles in the way?
Some of them are pretty bare. There's a ramen bowl-based one, which is a straight up and down. So each stage is based off of one of the characters.
Okay.
So there's 10 characters and 10 stages. And so each one has a different gimmick. Some of them have more destructible environments. This one has the spinners, obstacles in the way. Some of them are more just like straight up Final Destination Brawl.
Sure. Okay. So with the motion controls, though, like, how was that? Because you have to hold them kind of a specific way, right?
Yeah, so if you look at this on screen right here, you can see that you actually hold them sideways. So normally when you pick up the Switch controllers, the Joy-Cons, you hold them sort of flat in your hands and you put your thumbs on the face buttons and you put your index fingers on the triggers that way. This time you would turn those 90 degrees, so it's difficult to describe, but it's as if your thumb is on the thin edge, and then your index finger is also on the triggers, but you're not actually touching the face buttons. Those are inwards.
Oh, okay.
And so you hold each one in your hand, and then you hold those upright, like ice cream cones, and you punch. So the only buttons that you need to press are the triggers, and then those will activate your specials on the L and R buttons, and your dash is on the left, and your jump is on the right.
Okay.
And then you punch.
So when it comes to doing the motion of punching and then also pressing buttons, did you find yourself having to kind of get a learning curve in there where you weren't pushing things you shouldn't be pushing? Or
there's a little bit of a learning curve. If you keep an eye out, you might see in some of my footage later here, the person next to me when I played the two-player mode had a lot of trouble with hitting the home button.
Right.
And I didn't have that problem, but for me, I had the old Wii problem of accidentally throwing your remote at the TV.
No.
So, yeah, if you're playing this at home, I would definitely recommend keeping those wrist straps on because it saved me more than twice.
Well, sure, that's why they make them, I guess, is for things like this.
Yeah. And it's interesting with the punching motion because it's not all just, you know, you think waggling at the TV or flailing at the TV. No, you have to have a lot of follow-through. So when you punch straight forwards, but you also have to guide your arm forwards and really steer where your weapons go. So this is the two-player here, and as you can see when it starts, you pick your weapons. So you can choose what you want to have on your left hand and on your right hand.
Oh, right. Okay, so it's got some good customization in there, too.
Yeah.
And so there's some different kind of game mechanics that come with each glove, correct?
Right. Each glove has its own mechanics, and each player has its own mechanics. So some of the characters, for example, Twintel, has a sort of bullet time effect that goes in when she dodges, I believe, when she dashes out of the way. And so these characters, this is like a ninja guy who's good at jumping, things like that. And so you can use your gloves there. He's got a big boxing glove on one hand that's pretty standard, and then his right hand is these 3 different lines that go out and attack from 3 directions. And other ones might have propellers that fly out, projectiles. Some of them are like big hammers that extend and then smash your opponent. There's all kinds of different strategies you can get.
I saw something drop like a big bomb in the middle of the field. Is that just part of the stage, or is that an attack?
Yeah, that's part of the stage. So there's environmental hazards like these bombs that you can shove towards your opponent. And if you punch them towards your opponent, then they explode and knock your enemy flat.
Oh, wow.
And right there you see there was a little yellow baby bottle type thing.
Yeah.
That can drop, and that charges your special meter. Oh, see, there's the home button that I talked about. That's my...
Messing up.
The player 2. Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, so those bottles will drop, and they'll be either green or yellow. And if they're yellow, they charge your special meter, which lets you unleash a powerful attack and a bunch of punches all at once in a giant flurry. And if they're green, they restore your health.
Okay.
So you can jump in there yourself, and you can try and punch your opponent out of there. So it looks like both of us have our, just Bite and Bark here, the robot guy, he has his special charged. So that glowing yellow triangle in the corner that you can see means his special is ready.
Oh, okay. And you activate that just with a flip of a button.
Yeah, that's one of the L and R buttons, I believe. Either one of those works.
Okay.
As far as I remember. And so he's a fun character because he actually has a dog that helps, and you can see his dog is helping him punch there and get a few extra hits in. And there goes a bomb. So there's lots of gameplay things, and we have to avoid those cars. There's a special. There it goes.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, so
Yeah.
it does like a pretty good chunk of damage there.
Yeah.
Okay, and each player has a health bar and that kind of same mechanic that we're used to with these kind of funny games.
Exactly.
Okay. It seems like just watching just a little bit of footage here. I mean, we had 1-2 Switch was like our first, look at how they were going to use the motion controls with the system. And that was fun, but it definitely feels like a party kind of event game. It doesn't feel like something you could be super competitive with. But this one, I mean, it looks like you actually could be pretty good with a certain character and a certain, glove combination. So it looks like we're maybe seeing how Nintendo Switch is going to utilize these motion controls better.
Yeah, I'd be really interested in seeing what the audience for this turns out to be, because I feel like it has a decently high skill ceiling where you can, pick your right weapons, and since you can see what your opponent is choosing, you could try and counter them with that.
Oh, that's a good point.
And each one comes with 3 defaults, but I believe there are even more you can unlock through the course of gameplay.
Okay.
So there's the 3 ones that you can choose from at the start, but you can swap those in and out.
Okay.
And but then the question is with the motion controls, that does add sort of an element of randomness to it.
Sure.
Like it is precise. You do guide it. It's not just like it's random flailing and you don't know where it's going. You can control it. But I don't know if people who are used to standard fighting games would be, receptive to that sort of control scheme.
Sure, yeah. It would definitely be a completely different way of playing these kinds of games. I mean, I know people seem to be a little nervous just because of like the Zelda experience we had with swiping that sword back and forth for a long time. But I mean, it seems like these are set up as rounds, so you're not playing an adventure as much. I mean, is there a story mode for this game if you're just playing on your own? Like you have to play certain people to get through some sort of plot?
If there was, I didn't get a chance to see it.
Okay.
This one. But there are a couple different modes throughout it, so you do more than just punching, and we'll get to those a little later in the video.
Sure.
But this seems to be the bulk of it. It's a party game sort of thing. It's multiplayer. It's meant to be played couch co-op with your friends.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if anything, I'd say it's a little bit like the Super Smash Brothers series, where it's casual enough that you can just pick it up with your friends.
Okay.
But there might be enough there to be a competitive scene.
Sure, that's true.
I don't know. I'd be really interested to see how it ends up working out with that.
This might be a weird question, but were you guys standing and playing or sitting down and playing?
We were standing, and
Okay.
I think you would probably want to stand when
Sure.
you play, just because it's so much punching, and you really have to move your arm through the entire motion
Right.
and follow through with that.
Okay.
So, you can see there goes Bite and Bark, he falls.
Oh,
But you get the victory screen.
Hey. Kind of looks like Jack from Jack and Dexter, his face.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so this is one of the different game modes here. This is Hoops.
Oh, okay.
So the goal of this one is just to grab your opponent and chuck them straight through the middle of one of those basketball hoops.
That is super cool, actually. That's a really fun idea.
Yeah. There's no health bar here, but you can build up your ultimate move. And if you use your special move, then you can just get an automatic toss through the net.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So you do have incentive to try and land good hits and build up your ultimate there.
Okay, that's
And you can see he
awesome.
hits the edge of the rim. So you don't really have to aim for this. It's just kind of random.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, it seems like then, so we've seen that there's the normal kind of fighting style, and then we have this hoop. So I wonder then if, you want to pick certain kinds of gloves depending on which game you're playing. I wonder if did you notice if there's anything better when you're playing this kind of mode or anything like that?
I did have ones that I preferred over the others. Like
Okay.
I would pick one and I'd be like, oh, that feels a little too floaty for me, or
Sure.
things like that. There's other modes where you might want to be really precise. So for this one, the whole goal is to grab your opponent, which means you have to shoot both at once.
Okay.
So you want ones that are kind of the same speed.
Oh, okay.
You don't want one that's super fast and one that's super slow, because that could make it hard to grab your opponent.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. Because then, I could see that having a fast and a slow one at once in the fighting mode could be pretty beneficial for throwing off your opponent. But yeah, like for this, it seems like you'd want to have like 2 pretty quick gloves to play with.
Yeah. And of course you can counter if you get in there fast enough. You can see the punches bouncing off each other.
Okay.
And there's also different points you can get depending on where you are in the court, just like in real basketball. So if you stand far in the back corner, you can get a 3-point shot. And if you're up close, then you can only earn maybe 1 or 2 points.
Oh, okay. And so this one, it looks like it's based off a timer then too. Do you know, is this something you can change if you want like a longer fight, or is it kind of just set up?
I believe you can, because
Okay.
I know you can do that for the standard matches. You can change the timer and how much health you have. And
Cool.
There's a lot of customization.
Okay, great.
And these matches will end too if you get to too many points. So if you're getting absolutely trounced.
Oh, sure. They're
then,
not going to make you
that
sit
will
there
end.
for a long time losing.
Yeah. Now this is the second special mode that we got to see, and this is Skillshot. So we did a 2v2 Twintel as twins to open up with this.
Perfect.
And this is sort of an accuracy one where you smash the targets. So this is another one where you want fast ones, but you also want accurate ones here.
Sure.
And if you aim correctly, you can actually go all the way to the back and hit your opponent, and even
Oh.
toss her to the side and smash her into the floor and stop her from getting points.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, I think you see that. Oh, see, there goes Kid Cobra. He gets knocked down right there.
Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, it seems like, yeah, you have a lot of things to focus on here. You have to be accurate with what you're doing, but then also you want to try to throw off your opponent as much as possible.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Or if you see them aiming for one and you know that you're a little faster, you could try and jump in there and nab that target first.
And it looks like, so the character on the left, he has that little robot dog out there, so that can also affect targets too?
Yeah, it looks like I think the dog shoots for the other player, but
Oh.
I'm not completely sure.
Well, that's still pretty helpful though.
Yeah. So these are some of the new characters. There's a Helix there, and then there's the Springman, who of course is in the cover art of the game.
Sure.
So, yeah, the game also has the tie-in with the new yellow Joy-Con controllers,
Oh,
which
I
I gotta
cannot
play
wait.
with. And that's gonna be your favorite color.
Absolutely. I already pre-ordered them. I'm super excited. So yeah, but they looked pretty good in person.
Yeah, they did. It's a very bright yellow. If you look at the logo of ARMS, that bright yellow logo that flashes across the screen and is on the box, that's the exact same color as the controllers.
Oh, sweet.
So
Okay.
I think that's what they were going for.
Perfect. So would you say, did you have like a favorite character overall that you played with?
I did like Twintel. She's French. She says lots of, oh, I do. When she punches somebody down.
That's cool. Okay.
And yeah, I liked Kid Cobra too, because he's got snakes for arms,
That is
That's
pretty.
just-
Yeah,
it's so creative.
I never really saw that character, but yeah, he was kind of catching my eye watching this playthrough. He's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, they're so unique. You're like everything you can think of. There's noodle arms, ribbon arms,
Yeah.
giant springs for arms.
It's cool. Like I have to give props to Nintendo. I mean, they always make really fun content, but Splatoon and now this, they've been really going for bright, fun, very different looking characters than most games have right now.
Yeah, so this releases on June 16th, and I'm very excited to see it when it comes out.
Absolutely.